Hello to you, my name is Nadia and this is Poland Daily Culture. And today we take you for a journey to USA because with us is Nadia, Issa, a photographer, an artist, an educator. Nadia, thank you very much for coming to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
And you are an orchestra woman. You do a lot of things, but let's start with your visual arts. So tell us a little bit about, we see those beautiful pictures behind us, but how did all this started and actually what you do?
So it actually started when I was in high school and I always wanted to be a movie director, but in order to prepare for the exams to film school, I took photography classes and I absolutely fell in love with photography. And there was this new department at the Academy of Fine Art in Warsaw. It was the Department of Media Arts. I applied, I got in, and that's how my journey with visual arts started.
So media, visual arts, photography. So why did you fall in love with it? What is so fascinating about it?
I think I wanted to get closer to people, and I was a pretty shy person, so having a camera in my hand allowed me to travel, to meet people from different cultures, and it was a beginning of my career as a visual artist. And then I drew some conclusions from what I gained while being a photographer. So I noticed, for example, that people have similar desires, that they respond to symbols, and that's how I started exploring archetypes in my works as this sort of message that can be perceived by people from different cultural backgrounds that makes art universal rather than individual. So yeah, that's how it started.
Archetypes, that's interesting. So what do you mean exactly by, so did you start finding things which are in common for, and you put them in your pictures?
I rather translated those into spatial installations because after after this phase when I stopped doing photography for a while, I started doing spatial installations. And for example, let's say a mother, right? Like everybody has a mother, no matter from where they are from, no matter from which cultural, religious background they come from. Based on this idea, for example, during my master's, it was also Academy of Fine Arts, the Department of Media Arts. I started exploring what different cultures or what people that believe in different things might have in common. So my master thesis was about the religions of the Holy Book, and I was exploring Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, and trying to find some similar symbols that reappear in those religions, to find something that's like universal, no matter how difficult it sounds and how complicated it sounds.
Wonderful, and it ended up with installations?
Yes, a huge spatial installation. So for example, for Christianity, it was an hourglass. It was this reflection about mortality. Exactly during the time when my grandma passed away, in Poland, we say something like an hourglass, which is an announcement about death. So when I heard this word, I was like, oh my God, wow, it's such an amazing object. And it has so many symbolical connotations. So I created an hourglass, which was 1 meter, 64 centimeters, which was exactly the height of my grandma. But the fun thing about it is that you could stop this passage of time and turn the hourglass 180 degrees to kind of like talk about the possibility of resurrection, stopping the death. I was interested in time which is linear, the time which is cyclical, that is repeatable, that is very related to religions as something, this understanding that death is not the end of life, that there is something out there.
This all sounds fascinating, and what is left for me basically is to invite the viewers of Villan Daily to watch installations and pictures of Nadia Issa, which we are presenting to you right now during this interview. So stay with us for another episode because we continue this story. And thank you very much for watching Villan Daily Culture.